going to be the person that you love and hate at the same time. I will, unfortunately, send some things back to you if we're missing initials, if we're missing license numbers, things like that. But just know that my job is to protect you guys, make sure that all I's are dotted and all T's are crossed, so that we're in compliance with WELA's with Trek. So, if there's ever a time where I've sent something back to you and you have a question about it, please don't hesitate to reach out and ask me. But yeah, that's basically my job, is to get your files reviewed within 24 to 48 hours of submission, so that you guys, if there is something missing, it's not like we're waiting, day before closing to try to go back and get it. So we all stay caught up.
And I will let you guys know that Julie is one of the most detailed people that I've ever met. Um, she she really does take care of you guys, which leads me into another subject. And thank you, Julie. I appreciate that. Um, Julie's responsibility is to review the files. So if you have questions, it is not a problem to ask Julie about something, but the ultimate determination um, goes back to Linda and Sheila. They are your supervisors. And so if you have, like on your information about brokerage services form, Julie's name is not to go on that form. Your supervisors are still either Linda or Sheila. So in in that respect, um, that's what those are for. Now, I have had some questions on the information about brokerage services form, and I do want to remind you that if you're having difficulties setting that up on your web page, which you should have already done, um, or if you know of somebody that doesn't have their information about brokerage services on their web page, please tell them to go over to our EXP YouTube channel. It's EXP Texas Administration um, YouTube channel, and there is a YouTube video exclusively on how to put the IABS on your website. So if you do have a question on that, that's where I would encourage you to go. Now, on um, the subject of advertising, we have had some questions about emails, and what I would encourage all of you guys to do is to put a put a signature, a templated signature on your email. You're going to want to do that anyway after the new advertising rules come out. But it can be as simple as your name, the brokerage, EXP Realty on there. And is everybody hearing me okay?
Ron, you cut out a little bit. I think if you'll just put your mic a little bit closer.
Got you. How's that?
That's
Sounds
better.
good.
Okay, good. So if you guys are on your signature, if you'll just go ahead and put your name, EXP Realty, you can put your phone number or your uh, email address on there is fine. I've seen other people that put their link to their web page on there as well, but please don't just have your name down there with no other information, because if Linda or Sheila or I ever have to get a hold of you and we're looking at your email that says help and we don't have a number and we can't find you in our roster, there's no way to get a hold of you. So it makes our job easier to help you if you provide us with a little information. And you're going to need to put that information for the advertising requirements anyway, so now's a good time to do it. Sheila, did you? Oh, I know, Linda, you wanted to get into something as far as what you're seeing on some of the um, uh, documents that are coming through SkySlope.
Yes, thank you, Ron. Good morning, everybody. All those shining avatar faces out there. It's a nice, cool morning. I think for most of the state, and sure glad to see you all here this morning. Yes, in Skyslope, we are still getting a lot of docs that are loaded that are either blank or missing signatures or missing, they have a signature but no initials on each page of the seller's disclosure. Also, other problems on page 9. I know that if you're the listing agent, the buyer's agent brings you the contract, but make sure on the line here, to be track compliant, you've got to have all the information on the ratification page, all the contact phone numbers, the contact address, and all the license numbers to go on there in the event of an audit. And unfortunately, if something goes south down the line and, the attorneys have to look at it, it needs to be right. And that's what Sheila and I and Julie Floyd are trying to do. We're trying to, Sheila always says, keep you out of Trek jail. That is not a good place to be. You spend a lot of money on your business, and you sure want to do this the correct way and not only have a good reputation in the business, but also, have all your documentation in order, which also includes lots of documentation, which you can also load in SkySlope, just your backup on everything. So make sure that all of that is right. And if you do sell a FISBO, which a lot of you are doing now, don't put on page 3, listing broker will pay other broker 3%, 2.5%, or whatever your commission is. There is no listing broker. You need the TAR 2401, which is agreement between broker and owner, in order to secure your commission, because that's the only way you're going to secure it. You don't want to say, well, I never signed anything that said I was going to pay you. I guess it's up to you to pay them. And we all know FISBOs are not the most trustworthy people in the world because they're trying to save the commission. So anyway, just be sure you do it right. Check your documentation so that Sheila and Julie and I don't have to kick it back to you. Make it just a smooth transaction with everything right the first time. We'll get your CDA out, get you paid, and get you on your way to the next big deal. So anyway, that's all I've got this morning. Thank you, everyone. I love you guys. Y'all are the best agents in the whole world. You just make my day every day I talk to you. So have a great day.
Thank you, Linda. I appreciate that. Agents, y'all are absolutely, we are partial to you. You're some of the best in the company. I see so many names on here that we did meet out in Florida, or that we spent time with some of y'all. It's not on our agenda, but I do have, as far as an EXP Con update, I'll hit lights on that. But for those of you that were there, if you'd be thinking of a takeaway or in here that was your favorite, just a quick one-liner. I know so much of it was great, but we'd love to hear the feedback. And I know leadership's going to be sending out a survey shortly and ask for your feedback. Please be sure and fill out that survey. But EXP Con in Fort Lauderdale, it was our best event to date. Every time we go, we're just blown away and thinking, oh my gosh, we are a real company. Holy cow. We know, our numbers, we know that, but still it is so awesome to meet the people behind the voices in the cloud. I know Elizabeth Burns was there, and Vicki, she wasn't kidding when she said at the leadership meeting, she squeezed her cheeks and was over the top. It's the first time they had ever met, and yet they work together almost every day. I know Brenda Rogers was there, which, we see her in the transaction room. And it's just so great and so fun to be around so many of y'all and spend time together. I know one of my highlights was, as silly as it sounds, was doing the Olympics out on the beach. I think Elizabeth Riley, I'm not sure if you are where you can talk. I know Elizabeth participated in that.
We came in third place.
You did what?
Just so everyone knows, our team came in third place.
Yes, you can appropriately pass flour faster than our group can, apparently. But she's on the mobile, so I'm not hearing her. She may be in traffic or taking kids to school. So for those of you that were there, I would just, if you'd unmute and just speak up, what was your favorite part? What was your, was it a breakout session? Was it a speaker? Was it dinner? What was your favorite thing? Dave, impressed with the leadership, sincere, yeah, their sincerity and approachability. Isn't that the truth? And the last day of the event, the very last closeout on Wednesday at noon, was whenever our leadership, the senior staff, was lined up, and they were stood up there and they waited. I mean, the crew came in and was breaking down the sets, picking up the chairs. They were starting to take down the big screens, and the lights went out as far as they turned them off to try and rush us all out, and our leadership did not move. They stayed there until they met every single person that was in line to meet them, took pictures with them, spent time talking with them. It was incredible. Carla, EXP Power Girls, that was, yeah, that was awesome. They had a reception. I had missed it. I got tied up on something else, but the reception by the Power Girls outside, and that, y'all, that is an organic movement. That's just something that two of the agents, our own Patricia Young here in Texas, and I can see her face and I cannot remember her name. Patricia, if you're here.
Mary Baggett.
Thank you, Mary Baggett. Those two ladies decided they wanted a Power Girls group, and so they started it. And it's, I think there's 800 women that are part of that Facebook group. So you can find them on Facebook if you want to jump in and join it. You don't have to be invited. Just if you're, um, Tony Garza, watching our culture develop as a huge company. Absolutely. Tony, I think you've been around for a few events, so you're watching it grow like we are, and it's amazing. So I know we had our first ever breakout sessions, and one of our breakout sessions happened to be the brokers meeting. So that was chosen for us to attend that. But other folks went to the tech training tools. That Gene Frederick did a quick 101 ways to lead generate. The second breakout session, we stayed in the same room we were in. So we were very fortunate to be able to sit and listen to Glenn talk about how to run your business like a CEO, how to think like a CEO. I went back and looked, and I had 2 or 3 pages of typed notes. Somebody recorded it on their phone, and because the room was just packed and overflowing out into the hallway, but somebody in the room recorded it on their phone and posted it on the EXP private Facebook group, so you can scroll through and find that. So it was incredible. I know we had some panels, some icon agents spoke. There was just the awards were fantastic. It was so fun. So Trina, the referral speed dating, I think that's going to become an annual event. And for those that don't know, the referral speed dating, they set it up as if you were speed dating, and I don't know if they blew, wasn't in the event. I was tied up on something else, but every few minutes, wasn't it, Trina, that you had to rotate, you had to shift down a seat. And so then you got to meet an agent in front of you and exchange cards and build your referral business that way. So it was incredible. I know there was a lot of guests that were there, and it's a great opportunity. Any of these events, shareholder will be our next event. That people that invited some top producing agents that are not with us, but to be there to just kind of look at our culture, to meet the leadership. I don't know if we're at 100% or not, but there's a lot that were ready to join right there on the spot. So it was incredible. For those of you there, am I leaving anything out on some of the highlights?
Yeah, I think you are. Um, I don't know if for those of you that weren't there, Sheila received the Spirit of Ownership Award, which is a very big deal, and I think she did all of our agents proud in the way that Sheila's her leadership, and I'm kind of partial to her, but I think that she does Texas a very good service, and you know, just extremely proud of how Sheila's done in the through the hurricane, and just the leadership that she's shown here in the past few months. So kudos to Sheila, and you ought to ask her sometime to pick up that award. It is one of the heaviest awards I've ever seen in my life. It's got to be 15 pounds.
It is a heavy award, so much so that we packed it in our suitcase, and thank you. So much so that when we put it in our suitcase, we were over the 50-pound mark and had to repack and shuffle things around to get it back home because I wasn't about to carry the thing. It's impressive as far as the weight of it, but thank you all very much. It was very humbling, very, very humbling, and completely caught off guard by it. So it was a special evening. We had so many agents that received top awards that I can't begin to name them all, but I do know the table we were sitting at that night. One of the brokers at another state said it's a Texas sweep, and it kind of was. It was a big deal. So it was a lot of fun. But and again, 1,300 agents in the state, so you know we need to be doing something in the company. So that's awesome. Quickly, as we shift gears a little bit on less fun stuff, we are receiving several calls at agents with other companies trying to locate our agents. And on one right now that they're telling me our agent is unresponsive. I know personally I've called the agent, I've texted the agent, I've emailed the agent, and I've not gotten a response. We have no idea if she's out of the country, if she's in the hospital, we don't know. So if you're going to be out of touch or out of commission, it would be great if we received a quick email from you. I don't want to handle all your calls and business for you by any means, but it'd be great if you'd send Linda or myself an email that says, I'm going to be gone for the next week, and Gillian Cunningham's going to be covering for me. She's going to be taking my calls for me. Something that we kind of know how to track this down. So again, there's an agent at another brokerage in Houston that is wanting to show a property and can't because there's no showing instructions. It says to contact the agent, and now they're stuck and they're not real impressed with our services at the moment. So please let others know if you're going to be out of touch, if you're going to be out of town, if you're, we all need a few days off. We get it, but please have somebody cover for you if you're not going to be returning phone calls or emails timely. We are asking on the join documents, we're hoping for it to be a mandatory field to start putting in emergency contact information, because this is the third or fourth time that something like this has happened, and we like our agents. We need to know y'all are okay. And the other thing, as far as forms go on the seller's disclosure, as you all probably know and are fully aware, I hope, that we have TREC updated the seller's disclosure form. TAR has the form on their website. It was updated 9/1/17, and you will notice that on all listing agreements that do not have the updated seller's disclosure form on it, and I don't care if your listing was taken before 9/1, if you don't have a contract on that listing prior to 9/1/17, you're going to see that your documents are sent back to you, and we're going to be asking for an updated seller's disclosure form. You're putting your clients at risk from future litigation, from future problems by using outdated forms. TREC says we have to use the most current forms. If you have templates set up in zip form, just update your templates. So you have your favorite templates set up and you did them 2 years ago. Those templates do not typically automatically update. I've had a few agents tell me they think it does. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't use the templates in zip forms, but I know that was always the case before. So, and especially if you're in the Houston area and you use zip forms and it integrates with some online, please make sure you update your templates. You want the most current forms. Search for it at TAR. It's in there, it's updated, and we're expecting our agents to use that. Other than that, I would love to recognize, if this is your first Texas meeting, would you please, we're going to practice unmuting our mics. You can just click the button down in the bottom left circle and just unmute it and tell us your name and what region of Texas you're in.
I'll start. How about Mike Davis?
Oh, say it one more time, Mike.
Mike Davis, the Woodlands, Texas.
Awesome. Welcome.
Thank you.
Michael Bruto, Prosper, Texas. That's the North Dallas, Texas area.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Julie Baxter, and I'm in the North Dallas area as well.
Julie, I've talked to you several times. I had no idea you're brand new, so welcome.
Welcome, Julie.
And then
Sharon
Valeria,
Gillespie, East Texas.
welcome.
Natalie Megerson, San Marcos, Texas.
Welcome. And Valeria from El Paso. She's just joined us, and I believe she's a new agent as well. So we're excited to help her get going. And welcome,
David
Natalie.
Marquette, San Antonio.
Welcome, David.
April Brunson in North Dallas too.
Woohoo!
Jody Lynn Robinson, Georgetown, Texas.
Georgetown, that's our backyard. That's where we live.
Oh, cool.
We can go to coffee.
Yeah.
Callie Proctor, East Texas, right out of Tyler.
Wonderful, beautiful country over there.
Patricia, Blanco, Texas.
One more time, you cut out.
Patria Freihofer, Blanco, Texas.
Patria, welcome.
Lori McGarry, Austin.
Hey, Lori.
Hey, Lori.
There. Welcome
Hey,
home.
Ron, Sheila. How's it going?
Going great. Lori, you may not want me to say, do you care if I say what your big volunteer area was before? Or you just as soon not?
No comment.
Lori was instrumental. If any of us ever had a need in our market center, Lori was awesome about making sure that people knew that there was an agent that was hurting. So you talk about culture. She knows how to help unite and build culture and build people up. So Lori, welcome. Welcome home. Okay, anybody else? And Peter from Houston.
Before we leave, I wanted to go over one more thing, Sheila.
Okay. Is there anybody else? I don't want to leave anybody out though. I thought somebody unmuted.
Natalie Megerson, San Marcos, Texas.
Welcome, Natalie.
I want to add something too when you're done, Ron.
Okay.
Sure.
Go ahead. Who said that before?
Ron's the boss. He goes first.
Okay. Go ahead, Ron.
So all of you got my email on security, your agent security. We threw that out, not threw it out. We sent that out just to make sure that you guys were on top of the different apps that would keep you safe. The biggest thing that you can do to keep yourself safe, and this is not a safety webinar, I'm not going to go that deep into it, but if you think that you're getting into a situation to where you're not feeling safe, that little voice down deep is saying this is not safe, go with your gut, get out of there, get out of that situation. There's no deal that's worth that. You can make an excuse. You can just say something came up. If you're not feeling safe, get out of that situation. You can. I'll give you. Your broker said that you cannot do that. I'll give you that excuse. Throw me under the bus. But I do want you guys to, if there's a safety seminar coming up, I would encourage you to go to that. Even if you're a guy, we've had reports of guys getting attacked. So this is not just a lady thing. Guys, you need to keep aware, and everyone needs to keep aware of their surroundings whenever you're going out to show property or just out and about on your business. So wanted to bring that up. We will be having some safety seminars coming up in the future. If you're aware of somebody that gives those type of seminars, we're looking for people to come into the cloud to do those type of quick seminars for our agents. We want you guys are our most valuable asset. We want to protect you. And besides that, you're our friends, you're our colleagues. We want everyone to stay safe. So again, be aware of what you guys are going into. There's some really nice people in the world right now, but there are some crazies out there as well. So let's be safe, everyone. Okay, I'm done. And who is next?
Great reminders. Okay, Elizabeth, was that you that wanted to say something?
Yes, this is a first time on the mobile, so I keep getting kicked out because people keep calling me. But so you might have covered this already. But going back to IXP Con real quick in the awards ceremony, I had so many people coming up to me talking about how well Texas showed up at this event. An IXP Con, like they said, there's so many Texans, and it was awesome to see how many people from Texas showed up. And then at the awards ceremony, I mean, that was amazing because Texas completely, we had the Rockstar group out of Houston who just joined us not long ago. They won one of the top teams. Jill won standing use of video. Keenan Beck. There were so many icons. Jeremy and Eileen Knight. There were just so many people from Texas, and it represented our state really, really well. And so I was pretty proud to be there, and just congratulations on everybody, and those that actually made the trip down there as well. It's just a great event to go to.
And Elizabeth, help me remember, who is the top producing agent for the company nationally?
That would be me.
Y'all, is that not incredible? Elizabeth Riley, 4 kids, great mom, volunteers at everything, and she's the #1 producing agent nationally, not a team, single agent. So F4, round of applause. That is fantastic.
Well, thank you. I was actually floored by that. But again, I just feel like we all work together and we just celebrate each other's successes. And it was a very different environment to be in than, past award ceremonies. I think we would all agree, but it was awesome. And I just was so proud of Texas. I mean, so many of us walked across that stage, and it was an incredible night.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then, Pat Hayes, are you here? I'm trying to look. I know you've been at Disney World. Are you here? May not. I know he and his family went to Disney World after the function. I think he's on the mobile. So I was going to ask Pat or anybody that's been at some of the previous events, IXP Con. I don't know if Tracy's here. I know this is, like I said, this is an off week separate than what's on our calendar. And so this will become our new routine as far as this Tuesday. And then in 2 weeks, we'll meet again, and then 2 weeks. So update your all's calendar so that you have it down. I'll send out an email reminder on that as well. Like I said, it was a fantastic event. Is there anything, Ron, there was a question in here about the advertising rules. When do the new rules go into effect?
They already have some that have already taken place, but the proposed rules will go into effect sometime either first quarter or second quarter of next year. They're still being questioned, some by TAR, some by other groups, but Trek is listening to all of those changes, and they'll decide when they're going to roll them out, but it'll probably be either the first or second quarter of next year.
Awesome. And then this Thursday, we will be having our contracts class again. It's always on Thursday at 1:30 in meeting room 7. And this week we'll be going over the buyer's rep agreement, and I will be teaching the class, and it won't just be the buyer's rep agreement, but how to do a buyer consultation. And a buyer consultation will work. You can modify it a bit if you're doing leases, because we still want you to get a buyer's rep agreement even with leases, and an IABS and some of those basic forms. So 1:30 on Thursday in meeting room 7 will be our buyer's consultation. Next Thursday, the 26th, we'll be doing the listing agreement. And I don't know if that'll be myself or someone else. And then on November the 2nd, and we'll send all this out in an email, and it's also on the Texas calendar. Thursday, November 2nd, Vanessa Nunez will be doing a repeat of her class. She got kicked out a couple months ago for bad internet connection, but she will be doing her class on how to go from 0 to 10 million in a year. So it'll be more of a a little bit of coaching and productivity and setting your calendar up and setting yourself up for success for 2018. In case you're not great at math, if you go from 0 to 10 million in a year, you've more than capped and you're well on your way to icon, if not already an icon. Then we have on the calendar on the 9th of November for addendums. The 16th will be the advertising class, and then we have Thanksgiving. So there's some fantastic classes coming up. We send out reminders every week. If you're not receiving the Texas emails, go into agent services and let them know, because you should be on the Texas distribution list. Since you're an EXP agent, you should be on there. We don't have access to that. I can't tell you who's on it and who's not. Mary Smith, if I could tell you how to find the Texas calendar. I know Lizzie will send out, she sends it out like an invitation. It comes from TX Broker. And then if you accept that invite, then there's a link you can click on the Texas calendar. I'm sure there's a better way to get that, but I don't remember what it is. Fossum brought up a great point. The Mobile World app is great. You see the people that lit up in green over here in the chat bar. As far as the people, I see Elizabeth Riley's in green. We had a Dave Fossum's in green. That means that Cliff Freeman, they have logged into this meeting via their mobile phone. So they may be sitting on I-35. They may be, waiting for a client to show up, or sitting in a coffee shop, or out traveling. You can download the mobile app through the App Store. So if you have an iPhone, go to your regular App Store. If you have an Android, go to wherever Android people go, and download that. Then I will email out to Texas again the instructions, but it's also on Enterprise, a guide to the EXP world, and it tells you what your password is. I will tell you that part of the password is that little @ sign. I can't remember the rest of the password to log in, but you can set up your own username, and you can attend any of the meeting rooms and any of the auditorium, the productivity area. You'll see the rooms show up on your screen on your phone. They're getting ready to roll out. They announced at IXP Con, they're going to roll out the ability to go into the transaction room via the mobile app. It's not available yet, but that is the next phase that they're working on. There's your @EXP 2017 is the password for the World mobile app. So anyway, it's very convenient, and it's very user friendly. So it's not difficult. If I can use it, anybody can use it. I don't think I've probably left something important out, but I can't think of anything offhand. Is there anything else that anybody else has?
I just saw Vicki Duplantis is in this meeting and she's new. So Vicki, you need to introduce yourself. Okay, she's not, so I'll introduce her. She's brand new. She's been in the business about 1.5 years or so. She's new to the level. And she just joined us about 3 weeks ago and then went to IXP Con as well. So she's a new agent to Texas.
Welcome, Vicki. We're excited to have you.
Welcome, Vicki.
Okay, guys, I think that's everything I have. Linda, do you have anything else? Ron, do you have?
Sorry, I had my mic muted. Yeah, I just wanted to say one more thing. Please, everybody, when you get a new listing, put it in SkySlope within 2 days of execution. We had property calls all weekend, and absolutely nothing in SkySlope. Didn't know what agent had what. There were a lot of leases, but also properties for sale as well. So we'd like to be sure you get those property calls when they come in, so that you can sell it yourself maybe. So be sure that all of that is loaded into SkySlope so that we can figure out who it belongs to and find you and get you those leads. Thanks, everybody.
Excellent point. Ron, do you have anything else? Did we cover it all?
I think we did.
Y'all, we are excited to be in business with you. Please go out and make it a great day. Keep doing what you're doing. We are the best brokerage in the nation, and we are going to continue growing and continue training fabulous, fantastic, productive agents. Thank you guys so much. Thanks for being here, and let's dance our way out.